Welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny, and tonight we're here at Northshore High School. It's homecoming night. Hammond traveling to take on the Panthers. Now, Hammond brings in a 1-5 record, Northshore 2-4. Now let's bring in our analyst, Bill Gallagher. And Bill, we're hearing rumblings of a quarterback rotation for Northshore trying to spark the offense.
Yeah, well, we spoke with Coach Bird pregame, and he mentioned Walter Harris will get the start tonight. He's a dual-threat quarterback for the Panthers, throwing and running the ball. He's amassed over 600 yards of offense this year. But they also have Mike Benedict, who is more of a passing threat that they're going to utilize, and they're also going to pull some Wildcat out tonight with Cole Cavella. So look for some change-ups tonight to try and keep Hammond off balance. Northshore try to take a victory with that.
And this is the first time we're seeing Hammond in the Prep Zone this season. What do we know about them coming into tonight?
Well, Hammond had a big win over Holy Cross early in the year, and they've really kind of struggled. We know that they're a young team, but they have a really big offensive line, and they do have some athletes on defense. You know, it's going to be one of those situations where they put some points up last week against Fontainebleau. If they can do that again this week and the defense can keep them in it, might see a competitive game tonight.
Bill, thank you. It's Hammond at Northshore. Welcome to it. Let's talk to the coaches. Pre-game with Coach Berg. Coach, coming in tonight, you were just telling me about a quarterback rotation. What led to that decision?
We feel that I think we can utilize really both our quarterbacks, and we'll throw a little Wildcat in there with Cole Cavell a little bit, give him an opportunity to run a football. Not much, though, because we haven't practiced it much, but we got a couple plays in that I think we're going to try to use tonight with him. But we just felt that both quarterbacks kind of bring something special to the table, and so we're going to try to use both.
And what's it going to take to beat a team like Hammond? They come in 1-5, but what's it going to take to beat a team like them? They're big and they have some big size on the line.
And they're very athletic. We're going to have to play good. We got to play our perfect game every week, and when we don't, we play St. Paul, we play Mandeville. We don't play good. We have 5 turnovers Mandeville game. We can't do that to win. For us, I don't think we're not good enough to where we can make mistakes and still win. So the key to beating them is not making mistakes. But they're a good football team. I mean, they're 1-5. They're a good football team. They always are. They're athletic, and so we just need to try to play our game, and hopefully, we'll get a W tonight.
Pre-game with Coach Thomas. Coach, this is the first time we're seeing you in the Prep Zone this season. Can you give us a rundown on your team?
Oh, right now we're a pretty young football team. We're young on offense. In some ways that's a good thing, but we still haven't grown up yet. You know what I mean? Defensively, our defense has been keeping us in ball games pretty good. So hopefully our defense can do what they do, and then our offense hopefully come around tonight.
And what's it going to take to beat a team like Northshore tonight?
Well, we obviously got to stop their run game. If we can stop their run game, then we'll have a good chance to beat them tonight. So we want to put the pressure on that quarterback to throw it a little bit.
And McKinney will put it in play for the Hammond Tornadoes as Fleming is back deep to return for the Panthers, following a pack of blockers right down the middle. Has room, still on his feet, still going, crossing the 50, still trucking forward, down past the 35-yard line. Great return for Khalil Fleming on the opening kickoff of their homecoming game.
Yeah, you saw the Panthers do a great job right there of forming that wedge and that initial point of contact. They made a big hole for Fleming, and then credit to him, he did tons of work on his own after that initial break through the line, running and dragging a guy with him, a couple of spin moves in there. Good field position for the Panthers to start off.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10, ball at the 34-yard line. We're seeing Walter Harris III starting the game for the Panthers. Harris will hand it off, going right side on the carry. That is Dwayne Jones. Dwayne Jones, a 5'7", 150-pound sophomore, getting the start at running back for the Panthers.
That was a nice pickup on 1st down into the Panthers going no huddle here. Looks like they have the first couple plays scripted, trying to keep that defense off balance.
2nd and 4, ball at the 28. Harris calls for it. He'll hand it off once again to Jones. Has a hole, still going, and he's down to the 10-yard line. Gets a 1st down for the Panthers.
Well, this big offensive line here is doing a nice job early on at the point of attack for Northshore, creating big holes, and their running backs are hitting them very quickly. Nice start here for Northshore.
And Harris in the empty set. 5 lined up at receiver. Harris calling in the play. Snap back. Harris keeps it himself up the middle on his own, and he will score. Touchdown, Walter Harris III.
Very efficient first drive right there for the Panthers. Great job by Fleming, putting them in excellent field position to start. 3 plays, 34 yards for the score. That looked like a design run for Harris there as well.
Yes.
That's one of the things we talked about, the threat that he has on his feet.
So extra point be attempted here. Snap, kick is up, and it is good. So with 10:52 remaining in the first quarter, very quick score for the Panthers. Panthers lead 7-0. And Stein to kick it off for the Panthers following the North Shore touchdown, and that will go for a touchback. Booming kick to the end zone, and it rolls out of the back. So we'll get our first look at this Hammond offense. And their quarterback, Amani Gilmore.
Gilmore will be operating behind a very stout offensive line. We talked about that offensive line. North Shore did a great job on the first drive. Let's see if the big boys up front can get something done here for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, averaging 300 pounds on the line.
And
Caleb Thorne over there, 320 pounds. Snap is back to Gilmore. He'll take it himself. Running right side, he fumbled, but he fell back on it.
That looked like a design run right there from Hammond as well, similar to what we saw from North Shore.
Gilmore is very athletic. He's a sophomore getting the start, but you can see a lot of design runs for him to keep the ball in his hands. And Gilmore will pass complete, and the receiver will be brought down. That was caught by Lorenzo Yates.
Well, you saw a quick slant right there by the Tornadoes. We talked earlier, they have some athletes, with some guys with some speed on the outside. If they can give Gilmore some time to get the ball in their hands.
And we have our first yellow hanky of the night, and this will be for a false start on the Tornadoes. So that'll back them up on first down.
One of the things Coach Thomas talked about was this team being young. And a lot of times this is the type of thing you see from young teams is you'll see some penalties early on. You know, you just had a big play right there, pick up a first down, put yourself in good position, get your quarterback some confidence throwing the ball, and then you see the offensive line with movement sets them back.
So you have, yeah, as you said, they're young. They're starting 2 freshmen. And then they're behind a line that has 3 juniors and 2 sophomores. But the snap is back to Gilmore. He's looking left side, passes it out, and Justin Hills is immediately lit up by Mikel Harvey.
Yeah, that throw was up in the air. He kind of hung it up high, and Harvey had time to close, and he did a great job. Big hit by Harvey.
So 2nd and 15 following the incompletion. Gilmore calling for it. He'll keep it himself up the middle, and he's brought down in the backfield. Tackle there by Cavallo.
You saw the read option right there by Hammond.
Also Jacob Shama in on the tackle.
Got a passing situation here for Gilmore and the Tornadoes.
Gilmore looking downfield, pressure coming, trying to avoid it. He gets the pass off and incomplete. Overthrowing Kenny McCrae on the pass with Jeremiah McDonald on the coverage for North Shore.
Yeah, after that first pass, the quick slant you saw by Gilmore was very accurate. They picked up a first down. Then you saw that false start, and it kind of threw their rhythm off. It seemed like they had some things that they were putting together. Saw Gilmore throw a little bit up on that out route just now, and Tornadoes be punting it away.
On the punt, McKinney gets that punt off. Quickly booming back there. Return coming near sideline and tackled over here on the near sideline. That return by Taj Clements. Tackled over there by Floyd Green, a sophomore.
Taj Clements is a guy that I think we'll be calling his name quite a bit tonight. He plays on some special teams, and he's one of the better secondary backs, and they do at times mix him in on the offensive well. And he's just a very gifted athlete. He can do good things when the football is in his hands or when he's near the football on defense.
North Shore very efficient on their first drive, which led to a touchdown. Looking to repeat that here. We still see Walter Harris in at quarterback. We did mention that rotation before the game. So look for Benedict and Cavallo. It'll be a handoff to Bounds going left side, and he'll gain about 3 before being brought down by a host of tornadoes over there.
Yeah, well, you know, I know that Coach had talked about moving the quarterbacks back and forth, and we see it looks like Benedict is checking into the game right here. But after that those first 3 plays and a touchdown, I can see why he would have sent Walter Harris back out there for the second set of downs.
Benedict 6'5", 190.
Look for him to throw the ball here.
Motion coming from Leggett, and handoff. Bounds once again going up the middle, looking for a seam. Breaks away from some defenders, and that will be a first down for the Panthers. The tackle there by Jared Poole.
Tough running right there by the 5'7", 162-pound Bounds. You wouldn't know it by just taking a glance at him, but first contact was not good enough to take him off his feet. Tough runner right there.
Another North Shore first down. And here's Cavallo, as we talked about the Wildcat, or as they're saying up here in the booth, the Wild Panther. There goes Cavallo, left side off the direct snap, and he will gain about 8 yards on the carry.
You know, when you mix guys in like this, it kind of sparks your offense. Getting different guys involved, it increases the confidence level of everybody on the team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Keeps people fresh as well. Your running backs aren't taking as many snaps, and you got guys like Cavallo and Harris who can both run the football. I think there's a good move right here by the North Shore staff, mixing things up. And
they'll keep Cavallo in. He'll be in that empty set back there again. They have 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen, 2 to the top. On 2nd and 3, Cavallo calling for it, going left side, and he will get the first down.
This is just the offensive line going to work right now. There's nothing fancy. They are mixing it up, but you're not seeing a ton of motion in the backfield or any misdirection. It's really just smash mouth right now by the Panthers, and they're moving the ball steadily down the field.
And they're really taking what Hammond's giving them. I mean, they're
absolutely
just running it right at them. So now we see Benedict back in the game. At quarterback, Dwayne Jones at running back. Snap, Benedict, handoff, Jones trying to come to the right, and he is backed up in the backfield. Not brought down, but he's driven way back by the defender, Davion May.
Yeah, and May is at the defensive end spot. He's been in the backfield quite a bit already this evening, but he hasn't made any plays back there on the outside because North Shore's done a good job of hitting the holes off tackle. But Davion May looks like he is an athlete that can make some plays on the outside for them. That's one of the things that they're going to have to try and get involved.
Benedict handing it off to Jones once again over there. Left side has a seam, still going and driven out of bounds by Darrell Hutchinson. But after getting a first down for the Panthers.
Another nice run, but again, you get fresh legs in there. I talk about this a lot is, these running backs continuing to move their feet. The size it really doesn't make that big of a difference. When you make contact and you keep moving those feet and the defensive players are making contact up high, you're able to run through a lot of tackles like that.
Now we're seeing Walter Harris checking back in. Jones to his right, and he'll hand it off to Jones up the middle, and he's brought down after a gain of maybe 1.
I saw that read option again, and
he decided to give it right at the last second.
He did give it at the last second because he saw Davion May right there. May's doing a solid job right now at the end position of keeping his outside contained. It's just going to be a matter of whether he stays stays sound right there, because if he makes a mistake, he gets over aggressive, that's when the Panthers can make him pay.
So we'll see 2nd and 9 from the Panthers. 6 minutes to go here in the first. And a flag. Hammond pointing at Northshore. And false start called on the Panthers, so that'll back them up on second down. 2nd and 14 coming.
See the staff putting in a new play call for 2nd and 14.
And,
Looks like
well, they
defender
used that
must have
hard
gotten back,
count,
yep.
but so Harris calling in the new play as it was signaled in from the sideline. Calling for it, handing it off to Jones, and he'll be tackled after getting about back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was number 79, Aaron Dokes, in on the tackle. 6 foot, 330 pound defensive lineman right there.
330 pounds. How about that, having that tackle you? Good toughness from Jones.
Yeah.
Jones 5'7", 150.
You see Dokes check out of the game on 3rd and long here.
Harris looking downfield, and that jailbreak screen is picked off. And going the other way is Jared Poole, and he'll be tackled out of bounds after crossing the 40-yard line. And that's the kind of opportunities Hammond's going to need to take advantage of. Good break for them here early in the game.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that that Coach Thomas mentioned when he was speaking with you before the game, is that his defense at times has done some really good things. They do have some athletes, and if the defense can keep them in the game, they thought that they would have a shot tonight, and plays like those can go a long way. And again, just as we talked about confidence being an issue on the offensive side of the ball for the Panthers, that's a big confidence boost for this Tornado offense here.
Let's see if the Tornadoes can take advantage of the mistake from the Panthers. And a penalty. Flags down, and it's false start on Hammond. So they come off of the big play and then make a mistake on the first play.
And that's the same thing that happened to them last drive. They went 2 plays, picked up a first down on that quick slant pass, and then they had the false start, and it totally derailed them. They didn't move again. They had 1 more yard of offense after that false start on the first possession. Let's see if they can rebound here.
Trying it again, Hammond on 1st and 15. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Gilmore calling for it and drops the ball, and he'll run it himself, coming left side, still on his feet, and he'll be dropped by Hunter Gill.
Yeah, it was a nice job by a host of the Panthers there to pursue and stay with the play. Gill finally tracked him down. It was a little bit of a high snap, and it looked like Gilmore handled it and then lost it again. Those are one of those plays, though, you know, Gilmore has some speed. Broken plays like that can turn into big plays. That's a nice job by the Panthers to swarm around him.
Gilmore in the empty on 2nd and 19, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Marnell Davis.
Looked like Jacob Shama on the stop right there. Even if the pass had been complete, Shama was right on the money with that tackle. Would have probably been a loss had it been a completion. So well diagnosed by the Panther defense right there. Puts them in a 3rd and long.
3rd and 19 for the Tornadoes. Gilmore calling for it, looking downfield, has time, lofts it up, intended and caught by Yates. And that'll be a first down to the 20-yard line. Yates, a 6'4", 190-pound freshman on this Hammond team, and he was double covered and still came up with it.
The ball hung up in the air for a long time, and Gates just got a much better jump on it than the defensive backs did. It looked like they were kind of frozen right there.
Gilmore calling for it, and he'll keep it himself going left side. And I think they'll say that's down by contact. It is. He's tackled over there by Harvey. But after a gain of about 8.
Well, you saw the big completion right there by Gilmore. Gets his confidence up, and they call a design run for him. Use his legs now. You know, we spent time talking about Walter Harris being a dual threat. Clearly, Gilmore is just as game both throwing and running the football himself.
And this time they'll hand it off to Davis.
Davis looked like he was tripped up by his own man there. Kevin Sylvester, number 71. I think Davis tripped off of his outside foot when he tried to hit that hole.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Tornadoes. As the play being called in from the sideline.
Feel very confident this is 4 down territory right here for the Tornadoes.
Gilmore, and the snap is over his head, and it'll be not scooped up, still on the ground. Gilmore picks it up, and he will be dropped. Tackled by Cole Cavallo. But another costly mistake for the Hammond Tornadoes.
No sooner do I say it's 4 down territory. I don't know, that may not be the case right here for the Tornadoes. But again, you see them shoot themselves in the foot right there. Really put a nice drive together, running the football and throwing the football. And on the fumble earlier in this possession, the snap was a little high, and Gilmore was able to handle it. That snap, he had no shot. I know he's an athlete, but he skyrocketed that one.
Yeah, it was a rocket right over his head.
It'll be interesting to see this snap right here.
Here's McKinney, had to run to the right, and he kicks it way up there, and it'll kind of shanked off the side of his foot, and now it's rolling backwards. So
that punt's going to be a negative from the line of scrimmage.
A negative net.
Yeah, it went backwards 5 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Good field position for the Panthers to start this next drive. Let's see if they can make something of this one. The second drive didn't go as planned with that interception.
No, it didn't.
On the screen. But they were having success just running right at Hammond. Literally just dives.
Yeah, and they don't have to really open up the passing game. They needed to be able to make small completions, which I think is what the objective was with that screen, because they are running the ball so well. They do need to keep Hammond honest by throwing it a little bit. They just didn't execute that screen earlier.
Harris will hand it off to Bounds, and he's tackled in the backfield. So that'll be a loss of 1, bring up 2nd and 11 for the Panthers.
So now we may get into a situation here where we see that Northshore is going to have to find a way to be effective throwing the football, because clearly they are dominating the line of scrimmage. You see Hammond's got 7 or 8 guys in the box now, almost daring Northshore to throw the ball. And Walter Harris may have to open it up a little bit here.
Harris handing it off to Bounds once again up the middle, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So there we see 7 guys in the box.
And this is a passing down for them.
Yeah, now we got 3rd and right at 10. Maybe not, yeah.
Yeah, 3rd and
right
3rd
on the
and
line.
10.
Yeah.
So play being signaled in. They have Jones back in at running back. Harris staying in at quarterback. Harris, and we have a flag. Let's see what the yellow hanky's for.
This is a big.
An illegal
this
substitution.
is a big flag either way. Okay, that flag really hurts.
That moves North Shore up.
Yeah, I mean that changes everything.
So now instead of 3rd and 10, they have a 3rd and 5. You still thinking pass here?
I don't know. I mean, they've had some success with that read option earlier. We see 7 guys in the box, now only 6. It may be an opportunity still to run the football here.
So they're awaiting the play from the sideline. Coach Berg calling it in.
Big
on
cushion.
3rd and 5. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Big cushion by these cornerbacks.
Harris screen, pass out. Still on his feet and jacked up for no gain.
Marcus Clay comes, I'm sorry, not Marcus Clay, Tyrone Lewis.
Complete to Marcus Sims Ingram.
Yeah, Tyrone Lewis came in and made that stop from his cornerback position.
So 4th down, punting unit coming on for the Panthers with 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So 4th and 4, 18 seconds. They're going to have to
They're
punt.
going to have to get it off. Yeah.
Snap is back. Punt is away. It's high in the air and lands down at the 25 and rolls to about the 20. So Hammond will take over at the 20-yard line. The punt from Dunlap.
35-yard punt, puts them back down to the 20. We'll see if this Tornado offense can find some of that rhythm that they've had on and off thus far in the first quarter. We'll see one play here before it ends.
And we're seeing Gilmore line up in the empty set. They have 3 to the left, 2 to, and he'll keep it himself. Gilmore up the middle, and he'll be brought down over there by, look like Shama on the tackle, and that will end the first quarter with North Shore up 7-0.
St. Tammany Parish Public Schools, an A-rated school district. Graduates with the highest ACT scores in the state. Facilities with the latest technology. Safe and secure schools. A variety of sports. Fine arts. And learning to last a lifetime.
I'm Superintendent Trey Foles, and this is where we educate every child, every day.
So starting off the second quarter, we see Gilmore in the empty once again on 2nd and 6. No, 2nd and 4. Gilmore throwing to the right. It's complete to Kenny McCrae, and he's brought down around the 40-yard line, but that's a first down for the Tornadoes, and he's brought down over there by Jeremiah McDonald.
Not only is he in the empty set, you got 5 wide. Really spreading the field out right now.
Yeah, you have 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom of your screen.
You got 6'4" Lorenzo Yates here at the bottom of the screen.
Gilmore looking, pressure coming, and he'll be sacked. The sack from Keemon Smith.
North Shore's going to need to get some more pressure like that from Smith and that defensive line so that they don't allow Gilmore to sit back there and be able to throw that deep ball up to the big athletes they have, like Lorenzo Yates on the outside right there.
Jacob Shama also in on the pressure. It brings up 2nd and 18 for the Tornadoes. Snap high, but controlled by Gilmore, and it's batted down by number 18, Hunter Gill.
Nice play right there by Hunter Gill. Hunter Gill is not a big, long defensive end, only goes 5'10" over there. And that's good timing, having a nose for the football right there. Man, that's a huge play right there on 2nd down, backed up. And you saw a little bit of extra juice from Keemon Smith, number 7, on that play after making that sack. He really kind of moved the line of scrimmage right there. I think that helped. They're paying a little bit more attention to him. That may help open things up for those ends for now, for North Shore to make some plays. Keep an eye on the battle on the line of scrimmage for this play.
Snap back, Gilmore rolling left side, looking downfield, looking to air it out, passes it under, and it falls incomplete, intended for Kenny McCrae over on the left side.
McKay had gotten open right there, right at the sticks. Would have been a first down. Gilmore just barely underthrew him, though.
So 4th down, we'll see McKinney on the punt for the Tornadoes. Last time we saw him out, it wasn't a good showing.
That was about -5 last time. And with these guys backed up, might see North Shore come after this ball.
Snap is back. McKinney sends it away in a better punt than before. And North Shore will let it roll, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was closer to a 40-yard punt right there. That's not a bad job by Hammond. At least moving the football here.
I think on that last one we saw it just kind of hit off the side of his foot rather than getting all of it. So North Shore will come on for their 4th drive of the game.
Yeah, and after that first drive, those 3 quick plays,
right,
using that good field position, that kickoff return by Fleming, they've kind of stalled out a little bit here.
An interception and a punt.
The interception really hurt them, yeah. Let's see if they can find something.
we're seeing Harris. Harris looking, screen out, right side. It is completed, but he's brought down. Good play by Tyrone
And you
Lewis.
see Tyrone Lewis again right there. He's doing a really nice job on the outside right there. Only a sophomore. He's 6 foot 175. That's a big cornerback right there. And you saw him on that play earlier. He came up, made a huge hit on that play. He just shred his blocking receiver like he wasn't even there to come up and make another good open field tackle.
Powell on the reception. So 2nd and 13 for the Panthers. Snap is back. Harris will hand off. No, he'll keep it himself, going up the middle for a gain of about 6 or 7.
A nice collision there with Harris and Tyrone Lewis again coming up to make that play. Tyrone Lewis is pretty active over there. He looked like he dipped his head just a little bit when he made contact. Lewis is now off on the field. Looks like he may have a little stinger. That'd be a big loss on the outside over there for the Tornadoes.
3rd and 5. Harris calling for it, and he'll keep it himself once again, but this time he's bottled up in the backfield.
Yeah, we've seen that read option by both teams, and that's actually something we've talked about over the past couple of years. It's become a very popular offense at the high school level, putting better athletes at the quarterback position and letting them try and create things with their feet.
The tackle there by Collier Casterdale, 5'9", 165-pound linebacker. He's a junior. The 4th down. Punting unit is on. So since that first scoring drive, you've had interception, punt, and that's a good one. He got it high up there, and it's down over there by Braden Neal at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, it's a nice spiraling punt that unfortunately ended up taking a little bit of a bad bounce for North Shore.
Luckily, Neal was there to stop it because it was going to go much farther
Yeah.
back. So 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Their trips to the right. Gilmore calling for it. High snap once again, but it's handled, and Gilmore is tackled after a gain of maybe 1.
Yeah, so we've seen several high snaps here, and Hammond continues to stay in the shotgun formation. That's going to be something to keep an eye on as we progress here too, because over that center is Keemon Smith, who made the sack earlier.
Right.
And I think that the pressure that he's starting to apply right there may be affecting the snaps here.
That snap is on target. Handoff to Marnell Davis, and he'll gain about 5, but there's a penalty on the play.
Yeah, and you saw Smith come through really quickly there again at the quarterback, and Marnell Davis went down kind of awkwardly right there. It looks like he may have twisted an ankle.
There's subs coming on.
He is moving off under his own power, though.
Penalty. Awaiting the white hat to signal it in. And you have a hold. So yeah, holding on Hammond. That'll back him up. So we'll see 3rd and long now, which has kind of been, or excuse me, 2nd and long, which has kind of been their problem. I mean, they make a couple plays, do some good things, and then get themselves backed up.
Yeah, they really have, and unfortunately, a lot of it has been on the shoulders of that offensive line.
So 2nd and 17, Gilmore looking downfield, has time, looking left side, lofts it up, intended for Yates, and it falls incomplete, and there's a flag out.
I'm going to tell you, that looks like a really nice defensive play from up here. I know it's bang out there on the field, and sometimes from our view there might have been some pushing and shoving maybe that we couldn't see, but that looked like a great defensive play. Might have gotten on his back shoulder maybe with his inside hand.
And awaiting the call from the official. And it is pass interference called on Northshore. And, you know, sometimes we can't see certain things that the officials who are down there see. However, there are times where we do see we do see certain situations that the officials call when they're wrong.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, you know, if I'm Hammond, I'm going to take some shots like that down the field. You've got big receivers on the outside. They definitely have an advantage on those smaller cornerbacks.
So that brings up 2nd and 2. Motion coming, and Gilmore keeps it himself. Still on his feet, broke one tackle going to the middle, and a lot of confusion on the field. I think maybe they think they heard a whistle blow. I mean,
I'm not sure
mid-play, everyone just kind of stopped.
Everybody was standing still except for Gilmore. Gilmore was still moving. His offensive line wasn't moving.
No.
Did we have an inadvertent whistle maybe in the backfield? The officials are immediately huddling up. And you see some frustration by the offensive lineman for the Tornadoes. I think that may have been what happened. I think Gilmore was still on his feet and might have had a
and you just kind of
inadvertent whistle.
Right. Which, I mean, I don't know how that happens. It's mid-play. So, yes, 2nd and 2. I mean, it looks like they're just going to do like the old redo.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That can't be right. It can't be 2nd down. I don't understand how.
And a lot of protests coming from the booth up here, handoff going right side, and that looks like it will be a 1st down for the Tornadoes.
Another flag on the play.
There's another flag to carry there by Collier Casterdale. But let's see what the flag's about. Well, official says 1st down. And there's just a lot of confusion going on down there.
I tell you what, I'm a little bit confused up here,
too,
because I don't understand.
So with 7:43 to go in the 1st half, North Shore leads 7-0. We're going to step away for a timeout as they settle this confusion. All right, so the confusion has been somewhat settled. It's 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Gilmore in the gun. North Shore leading 7-0, 7:43 to go in the half. And they're waiting to blow the ball into play. Hammond has 2 to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. And I'm not really sure what this holdup is about now.
I don't know. The White Hats on the line of scrimmage.
Maybe was there a sideline warning for North Shore that he had to document, or?
I don't know, but I do know he is in no rush.
No. So Gilmore will call for it and quick pass out, and nearly picked off on the low pass, nearly picked off over there by Fleming.
Yeah, Gilmore was that pass a little bit behind his intended receiver right there. That looks similar to the first passing play of the game that they had success on when they hit that quick slant.
Except on that time, well behind him.
Well behind him.
So 2nd and 10. They have Yates lined up to the bottom of your screen here with the pink sleeves on.
Yeah, he's got single coverage by himself down here. Look for him.
Gilmore rolling to his left, pressure coming, tosses it out. It's popped up and falls incomplete, intended for Justin Hills.
That's a nice job on defense right there by the Panthers.
Coverage on the play by Taj Clements, who you said we'd hear from a lot tonight.
Well, Clements did a good job right there. As soon as the receiver's hands touched the ball, Clements popped him right away. Didn't give him time to maybe recover on that ball that was kind of tipped up in the air. You saw that was a designed rollout for the left-hander, Gilmore, to his left side. Sometimes you don't see that a lot, left-handed quarterbacks. That can throw you off a little bit on defense, too. You're not used to rolling that way.
So 3rd and 10, Gilmore dropping back, looking downfield, pressure coming. He'll take it on his own and runs out of bounds after crossing the 40-yard line. That'll still be short of the 1st down. The Hammond guys motioning for a 1st down, but they're about
a yard
maybe
and
2
a
or
half.
3,
Yeah.
2 yards away from it. So, 4th and 2. And they will run the punt unit up.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, I believe not at all.
Oh, wait,
they're
no.
gonna punt this ball. They're not punting the ball.
No, this is – but they did bring in like a whole new unit.
Yeah. I wonder if this is their heavy unit. They're going to line up and try and bulldoze here. Yeah, and they will. We normally see them spread out. Don't be surprised to see Gilmore
backfield
on the outside here.
Gilmore handing it off, going, and it is stuffed in the backfield. Tackle made, Michael Harvey.
Big play by Harvey right there. He's had a couple big plays. And I'm going to tell you, it is not easy to step up and make open field tackles like that. A lot of pressure on that North Shore defense. Tornadoes really testing them right there. And they stepped up in a big way after an awkward exchange with the replay of a down, and some things kind of were going the way of the Tornadoes there. North Shore stiffens up and makes a big play on 4th down.
And after the big play, 1st and 10 for the Panther offense at the 40-yard line. And as the momentum starts to swing back in their way, let's see if they can capitalize on this drive here as the handoff goes to Jones, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards.
Still waiting to kind of see this North Shore offense open up a little bit. We've seen the Tornado offense and what it's capable of when they are playing sound on the offensive line. They've opened it up, and they've had some big plays that just haven't been able to sustain any of them. North Shore with success early running the ball, now finding some difficulty in moving it consistently.
And Dokes on the tackle on that play. 2nd and 10 is Walter Harris still in at quarterback. And Harris calls for it, hands off Bounds. Bounds is stood up at the line, but he's still trucking forward and maybe a yard.
Looks like Bounds ran into his own offensive lineman right there, who then tried to assist him and kind of pull him along with him.
And I thought I saw before that play, it looked as if maybe the right tackle came up a little early. I was looking for a flag, but nothing was thrown.
We haven't seen Cavella again. They had a lot of success with that Wildcat in that, early on with Cavella running the football, but he hasn't been back there taking a direct snap again.
But we do see Benedict again, and he draws the Hammond Tornadoes offsides.
There you go. Again, you know, maybe it has nothing to do with it, but just shifting these guys in and out, giving different looks, putting different things on your mind can cause some confusion and maybe some of these undisciplined moves here by the Tornado defensive line.
So that brings up 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. Benedict still in at quarterback, Bounds at running back. So it's like they're using kind of 2 different units, because you see when Harris is in, they have Jones back there at running back. When they put Benedict in, they put Bounds in at running back. Benedict calls for it. Pressure coming, stepping up in the pocket, and he'll be dragged down in the backfield, sacked by Davion May.
Davion May got off the ball extremely quick right there. It almost looked like he was trying to guess on the snap count and just flew into the backfield. Nobody had a shot of slowing him down.
Yeah, kind of one of those hit or miss situations.
Absolutely.
It was either going to be a penalty or it was going to be a sack.
Definitely. And you know, I think that's kind of what we saw the play before that, where they got him to draw him off sides.
Harness. Joaquin Holla back to return for the Hammond Tornadoes. Snap back. It's a high snap. It gets back there, but not much pressure coming. Punt is high, but short, and it'll hit down at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it's only about an 18-yard punt right there.
So Hammond will have good field position to start this next drive. 4:52 remaining in the half. And Northshore's defense is ready to go. They're out there glaring to go. Hammond still huddled up over there on the sideline. Now play coming in. You see Yates lined up on the other side of the field, that big 6'4" threat that they have over there. First and 10 from the 42. Gilmore calling for it, looking right side, quick pass intended for Kenny McCrae, but overthrown or kind of off the mark.
Yeah, and almost intercepted again by North Shore on defense.
And Fleming on the coverage. So we'll see 2nd and 10 for the Tornadoes. Gilmore calling for it. He'll take it himself, left side, has a seam, still on his feet, trying to get back to the middle, and eventually brought down over there by Northshore, but that is a first down for Hammond.
That's kind of been old reliable for Hammond as things have gone kind of up and down inconsistently for them tonight. One thing that has continued to be effective has been Gilmore with his feet. He's been a little erratic passing the ball, but.
And they hand it off, heading left side. And running back gets a gain of 5. The carry by number 23, Shamar Henderson. Henderson, a 5'6", 162-pound freshman.
A lot of young athletes out there for the Tornadoes tonight, but doing a good job and contributing.
We see 2nd and 5 for the Tornadoes. Snap, and he'll keep it himself. Designed run, and still up is Gilmore trying to go to the right side, and he's dragged down by Cole Cavallo, but he gets a first down and a big gain of about 15 yards.
Big play right there by Cavallo to stay on him, pursuit from behind, because it looked like there's a potential for Gilmore to take that all the way right there. He's very, very evasive when he gets into the open field past the line of scrimmage. I don't expect to see much different, much more creative out of the Tornado offense here.
Gilmore looking left side. He lofts up a duck to Yates, and Yates won't come down with it. It's incomplete.
Yates, again, was open, and Gilmore just felt a little bit of pressure there. Had to rush that throw just a little bit. So just as I'm saying, don't think I'll see too much more creative. We see him go back to the passing game, which is understandable. I would continue to target Yates, if no one else, just because of his size and his ability, like we saw earlier, to go up and make a play.
Well, it is, 6'4", 190. He's covered over there by Michael Harvey, who's 5'9", 155. So 2nd and 10 for Hammond. The play is signaled in from the sideline. Calling for it is Gilmore. He's looking left side once again, this time short pass and incomplete. Intended there for Joaquin Holla.
And, unfortunately for Gilmore, that's probably the best pass he's thrown all night. Right on target, got rid of the ball quickly, would have been right out of first down, and receiver just couldn't hold on to it there.
So 3rd and 10. You have Henderson in the backfield. You have trips to the left, the 3 to the top of your screen. Gilmore calling for it, looking left side once again. He's locked onto a target somewhere and lofting it up really far and hits that goalpost. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, he was targeting number 17, Justin Hills there. Another tall receiver, 6'1", 175. He's a senior. It brings up fourth down here for the Northshore defense, tightening up again.
And it looks like they'll attempt the McKinney field goal. This will be a 42-yard field goal attempt. And they have, Northshore has Fleming back there. And false start, that'll back them up.
I don't know if they're still going to attempt a 48-yard field goal, 47-yard field goal.
A 47-yard field goal is what it will be.
I mean, I want to see it.
Well, he's picking up the tee and looking like he wants to go place it.
Tyler McKinney, 5'10", 180-pound senior kicker.
So, well, I don't see any other unit coming. It looks like they are going to attempt it. And a timeout has been called by Hammond. So with 3:24 to go in the first half, Northshore is leading 7-0. McDonald back deep for the Panthers as McKinney will attempt this 46-yard field goal, and it is well short. But it is in the end zone, so that's a touchback. You cannot return it once it goes into the end zone. But well short.
And that may be a good thing for the Tornadoes because McDonald had a ton of room to work with. McDonald's one of those athletic secondary backs for the Panthers.
Well, and Hammond had all those heavies out there that it really wouldn't have taken much for McDonald to return it up to the house. So the Panthers offense takes over at the 20-yard line with 3:18 to go here in the first half. And we'll see Walter Harris back in at quarterback with Jones.
So in high school, when you get the ball at the 20-yard line, that's why you don't really see such hesitation from these guys taking a 47-yard field goal attempt.
Harris calling for it, looking left side, pass complete. Good grab there from to Taj Clements, who you said would go both ways.
Yeah,
Good grab for Clements there.
Yeah, he did a good job right there, getting the ball out quick. And Teddy Cyprian did a good job of closing right there after the catch was made, because Flemings is a guy, if he catches the ball clean, you give him some room, he can make some moves in the open field.
2nd and 2. Calling for it, Harris, he'll pull it, going straight up the middle, has a big seam, still on his feet, still running, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and he will score. Walter Harris III.
I tell you what, you know, we mentioned it a while back. Tyrone Lewis, number 14 for Hammond, was continuing to make big plays on the outside, on that right side of the offense, where you saw Walter Harris just break free. We have not seen Tyrone Lewis return to this game after getting that little stinger he had earlier, whatever it may have been. He's the guy who was making tackles in the open field on Walter Harris previously.
And Calico on to attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So with 2:35 to go in the first half, the North Shore Panthers lead 14-0. And ball kicked off by Stein. It'll be returned over there by TJ Harness, and he is dropped inside the 10-yard line. But we have flags out everywhere. We have one well behind the play, and the other two.
Yeah, I tell you what, TJ Harness is a quick kid, man. He made a very quick stop on a dime right there. The kind of stop that in a kickoff game can turn into a big gain, and credit to the North Shore coverage team. They got down there in a hurry, made the stop. See yet another meeting of the minds with the officials down there to sort this one out.
We're awaiting the call. They're having, man, this meeting is dragging out longer than, really, this is their longest meeting of the night.
Yeah.
As Tiger used to say, they're saying, hey, where do you want to go to dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. Where do you want to go to dinner? So it looks like we're close to getting a call here from the White Hat. And a block in the back called on Hammond. So, and a personal foul called on North Shore. So that's what the other flag back here was. So the ball will be placed.
Well,
running it forward. Let's see where they're going to place it. Probably about the 22.
Yeah. Normally those would offset, but perhaps because it was half the distance to the goal penalty and then advance it 15, it ends up being about a 10-yard advantage here for the Tornadoes.
So 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes at the 21-yard line. Empty set for Gilmore. Gilmore calling for it, looking left side, tossing it short, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Kenny McCrae. You got to catch those.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, Gilmore has at times been inconsistent, but when he has put the ball on the money, these Tornado receivers have had a tough time holding on to it tonight. The big play came on the big pass reception by Yates, but that was on a jump ball. I mean, that wasn't a.
And Gilmore kept it and has to dive forward as he looked to be knocked off balance on the fake handoff to TJ Harness.
Yeah, I think he got tripped up right there. Fortunate for the Panthers.
Yeah, as it's 3rd and 10. And the Panthers looking for a stop here. Under 2 minutes to go. until halftime.
And North Shore still has 2 timeouts left as well. They could try and put another score on the board here.
So empty set once again for Hammond. Gilmore, a high snap, well over his head. Now it's in the end zone. Gilmore, and it is a, looks like a touchdown, and it is a touchdown for the North Shore Panthers.
Wow.
Huge, huge play. And it looks like Jacob Shama was the one who came up with it.
Well, Grant, you've continued to mention they've had some bad snaps, and we've said it's going to be something that could be end up being, you know, a big part of the game tonight, because they've continued to stay in that shotgun set, and they have really had some trouble snapping the football tonight, and that's a gimme, a gift for North Shore right here, who already seem to have momentum and be in control of the game.
Late player coming on for Hammond, and as Calico is back to attempt the extra point, Calico kicks it up, and it is good. So with a minute 31 to go in the first half, North Shore leads 21-0. Stein to kick it off following the North Shore touchdown, and he'll boot it downfield. It will be returned by Hoya, going left side following his blockers, and he'll be brought down over there on the far sideline. Brought down by Noah Marquez.
Well, let's see what the Tornadoes decide to do here with about a minute 21 left. It'll be interesting to see if they try and push the ball downfield and get a score and risk giving North Shore's offense the ball back, or if they try and play it safe and run the football here in hopes that they can kill the clock and take them to halftime.
A minute 21 to go. Snap back. Gilmore will pull it going up the middle, has room, and the ball comes loose, and it's recovered by the Panthers. Another costly mistake for the Hammond Tornadoes.
And just when it looked like, it looked like Gilmore got enough room to pick up that first down, that would have been enough to probably get him to halftime safely. And, you know, look, Gilmore's trying to make a big play, trying to get them something positive before halftime. He saw daylight. He's an athlete. He's trying to make something big happen for his offense. And unfortunately, he didn't keep that ball tucked away. Big play for North Shore. Plenty enough time for them to move the ball downfield.
And you think they'll take a strike, or do you think they'll just run?
Well, let's see who's coming in at quarterback here. What, you know,
you're seeing Walter Harris.
Walter Harris maybe keeping on that read option again. The play they just had the gaping hole on. You know, I mean, with 2 timeouts, I got to give that play a look once
Motion
or twice
coming.
here.
Snap back. Harris looking left side, and he's taking it on the draw, but that time gains 5 yards. As the clock ticks below a minute before halftime. So that'll bring up, it'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Panthers. But they did go to it again.
They did go to it again. And you got, you know, Panthers had their own deep threat here with Jeremiah McDonald, who's back on that field goal.
And slant route incomplete, intended for Clements.
That wasn't a bad pass, a little high right there, but falling incomplete doesn't hurt him. It stops the clock. Gives them time to take a breath here, compose themselves, and get the right play call in.
Excuse me, that was intended for, looks like they have Michael Harvey going both ways. Harvey. So Michael Harvey, another one of those Ironmen for the North Shore team. And third and 5 for the Panthers. Harris in the gun, calling for it, dropping back, big pressure coming. Evades it, throws it up, and it is complete.
That's a great catch right there.
Complete to Michael Harvey. So Harvey comes up with it that time in a first down for the Panthers.
I mean, that's a great catch. But it looked like from our vantage point, he was collecting it in up against his helmet as he was bringing it out of bounds right there. Stop the clock again.
Looking right side. And it's caught by Fleming.
They're going to have to hurry now.
He's on the ground and the clock is running.
Yeah. And you got a little gamesmanship as a defensive back is pretending to tie his shoe. Yeah.
But North Shore will take a timeout with 28 seconds remaining here in the first half. Score is 21-0, North Shore leading. So 2nd and 6 for the Panthers. Calling for it is Harris, gets the pass off to a wide open Tyler Powell for the touchdown.
That's a great play. You know, they had trips down here on the bottom of the field. You had big receivers down here. That drew the safety on this side, and you had one-on-one coverage up top. That's a great, great pass right there, and a great catch in stride by Powell, taking it to the end zone. And that is another huge score, as the Panthers have now scored twice in under 2 minutes here left to go in the first half.
And Calico on to attempt the extra point, kicks it up, and it is good. So with 23 seconds remaining here in the first half, the North Shore Panthers lead 28-0. Wow. And Stein on to kick off after the Powell touchdown. Stein boots it deep downfield, and it will be returned heading up the middle and brought down there close to the 20-yard line. It's Teddy Cyprian.
Another nice job there by the Panthers.
And another special teams tackle for Noah Marquez.
Yeah, they've done a really good job on coverage tonight.
So 16 seconds left. And, I mean, do you think we see a strike from Hammond, or you think they just say, hey, let's get to half and knee it?
I think you probably see Gilmore keep the ball one more time.
Well, they are lining up in the empty set. 1st and 10 ball at the 20.
Well, we may see him take a toss here to
And
Yates.
It'll be a quick pass to Yates. Yates stays in bounds.
Well, you know, Yates, as athletic as he is, he's a young kid, he's a freshman.
And they won't get this play off.
No, they're not
So
going.
the time will run out to take us to halftime with North Shore leading 28-0. And Marnell Davis is back deep for Hammond to take the Andrew Stein kick to start off the second half here at North Shore. North Shore is leading 28-0. Stein's kick is up, and Davis will take it heading to the middle, trying to get to the wedge, bouncing it out left side, going to that far sideline, still running up the sideline, and he'll eventually be forced out over there by number 22, Branyan Bounds.
Well, we'll see if Hammond can gather up any of that early success they had moving the football. We had a fast and furious start, fast and furious finish to the first half.
And a lot of mistakes in between.
A lot of mistakes and miscues in the middle. Yep. Penalties, and fumbles, and interceptions.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
On 1st and 10, ball on the 36-yard line, snap back, and it is handed off. Finds a hole. That's Hoya, and he gets down to the 50-yard line. Excuse me, that's Harness. TJ Harness.
It almost looked like Gilmore was really trying to pull that ball.
Yeah.
And Harness just saw I think he saw the opening and said, no thanks, I'm going to go ahead and pick something up here for us.
And he had quite a
Nice
hole to
job.
run through.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Gilmore calls for it, and he'll give it to Harness, but Harness is lit up in the backfield and brought down by Shama. But we have a flag on the field.
I think that might be a hole. Look, Keemon Smith is in the backfield. I mean, he's blowing number 71, Kevin Sylvester, off the line of scrimmage right there. And he was back there. Yeah, I think that's who they got. I think they got Sylvester holding against Smith, and it didn't matter because Smith still made the play. I mean, he just blew up the ball on the snap.
So that'll bring up 1st and 20. And for the Tornadoes, as Gilmore gets the offense set, ready to start over. Snap back, Gilmore looking left side, lofts it out, and it is overthrown, intended for Kenny McCrae going down the left sideline. And we have a flag down on the coverage. It's Michael Harvey. And the Tornadoes are clapping it up, so
Like
I think they're going to call a hole on Harvey. And It is, so that'll move Hammond forward.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but there were 2 flags on the play, and Harvey looked like he was pretty beat. So
When it's, you know, it's not from the spot of the foul, so if you're feeling beat, sometimes it is best to just, you know, get that flag. But that'll bring up 1st and 5 for the Tornadoes. Motion coming and handoff to Harness up the middle. He'll gain about a yard before being brought down by Mr. Shama once again.
let me see, penalties kind of taking a roll already to start this half off. A big one to start off, a holding penalty on the Tornadoes, followed up by a defensive holding penalty by the Panthers.
That brings up 2nd and about 4 for the Tornadoes. Gilmore calling for it. He'll keep it himself, left side, taking it up, finds a seam, and he's brought down after getting the 1st down.
Looked like that was a lead option right there. Looked like Gilmore was prepared to pitch the ball.
But he saw that seam over there on the left side.
Yeah, and remember, you know, as we've talked about, Gilmore's left-handed, so running that option to the left side right there, dangerous athlete on the outside.
1st and 10 once again for Hammond as they have a drive going, and he'll keep it. He will not pitch it, but he probably should have, because he's dropped in the backfield.
Yeah, he was dropped, but I tell you, there's 2 things that I'm seeing when I see him coming up the field right there. One is we just talked about him being left-handed. That would have been a right-handed pitch for him. That was going to be a difficult pitch, and you're taught in option. I know that they're not running the option all the time, and as an option quarterback, if somebody has a hand on you, tuck the ball away, because the ball is not going to go where you think it is if there's a defender with a hand on you. So a loss, but probably a smart play.
Gilmore tossing it out, left side, complete for McCray. Still on his feet, has a seam, and he'll be brought down, but gets a big gain, tackled over there by Jeremiah McDonald. And another 1st down for Hammond, starting off in the 2nd half.
Yeah, Hammond's putting some things together here. And nice job right there by McDowell to track him down from behind, because that was a well-executed quick pass right there by the Tornadoes, and they seem to have a little confusion here.
And they have Davion. Well, it looked like Davion May was going in on offense, but he ended up not. They handed off to Harness, going left side, and he hit that hole hard. Still going, but he loses the ball. It's stripped away, and it will be, let's wait for the call. Oh, there's a flag down too, but they're saying North Shore ball.
Wow, and Harness, I'll tell you what, we saw Harness on a kickoff return in the 2nd quarter where he was bottled up, but he showed some real quickness cutting, and he just showed that again on that play. Just wasn't able to hold on to it. It's, you know, when it's 28-0, 21-0, we saw the same thing with Gilmore, trying to get that extra yard, thinking you can maybe get into the end zone. You know, it's almost like you're trying too hard. And that's when you see some of these bad things happen. And on defense for North Shore, you're up 28-0. You can take some chances on trying to strip some balls and things like that. And that, I think it's a combination of those 2 things right now. You've got a lot of momentum on the North Shore side of the ball right now after a big stop.
After the takeaway, they'll have the ball within their own 5-yard line.
So yeah, still got to be careful here.
Yeah.
You know.
And they're sending out Cavallo.
Well, and
so it looks like they'll do that.
And
Wild
Keemon
Panther
Smith, that nose tackle who's been giving them fits, is out there. Looks like as a fullback.
And then Walter Harris will be under center.
Wow, that's a big body to run behind there, Keemon Smith.
And Harris gives to Cavallo. Cavallo rumbling right side, and he'll get a good gain to get him out of that kind of danger zone down there.
Tell you what, I like some of that package right there. I might stick that group in there one more time.
Just drive it down the field.
If I'm Coach Berg, and just smash him again.
Well, it looks like they'll keep it in. Keemon and Cavallo not coming off.
Not coming off, but Keemon looks exhausted too. And he was just in for that 70-yard drive right there at his nose tackle. And he's an athletic nose tackle, not a big 300-pounder. So he's in on 3rd downs and passing downs. He still stays in there. So taking a lot of snaps, big fella tonight.
Harris calling for it. He'll give to Cavallo again, kind of shifting around. That time he'll gain a yard, maybe 2. It looks like it'll be close for getting the 1st down.
Still
Let's see
keeping
what
the
they
big
call
guys
it.
out there, looks
They haven't,
like.
and there they go. They'll move the chains. So first down for North Shore. And yeah, it looks like they're keeping the big guys down there.
Looks like the staff from up here is pointing, saying one more play, maybe one more play with this group, see if they can get something else out of them.
Harris doing the traditional signal for same play again.
Yeah, why not?
So you see Smith at the fullback, Cavallo at tailback. Harris takes the snap, gives it to Cavallo up the middle, and that time they stuff him. He tries to stretch, maybe a gain of 1, but he was met right at the line of scrimmage.
And here you come.
And now they're coming out.
Yeah.
So they're going to their traditional set. But it looks like Cavallo is staying in.
Cavallo is staying in. They may have softened up this line a little bit, smashing at him, and then they're bringing some speed in.
They have Cavallo actually out there wide. And it'll be Harris will pull it, but he's met in the backfield and swung down by 52 Tariq Mitchell.
Yeah, and that was well diagnosed by the Tornadoes there, because Harris pulled, and it was right decision because Bounds had nowhere to go on the outside there. Just a nice job by the Tornadoes on defense to bring up a long yardage situation here for the Panthers.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. Play being called in by Harris. As we creep towards 7 minutes left in the 3rd. And Bounds in at running back. It's back to Harris looking to pass over the middle. Complete to Cavallo for the first down. And
late flag.
Yeah, late flag, but
I
you think they'll call like a targeting helmet?
I guess that's
there?
the only thing that could be at that point. And it's unfortunate because, I know you want to protect these guys. Believe me, I'm all for that. But Cavella's diving, and so is the defensive back. I don't think that he was targeting right there. I think he was making a play, and it ends up being head-to-head contact because both guys left their feet. You're assuming an awful lot right there that those two guys, trajectory-wise, can aim right at each other and hit heads. That's incidental in my book.
But after the first down, they'll tack on
Yep.
another 15.
We're overlooking a great pass and great catch right there.
A great
yeah.
way to extend by Cavallo to catch that ball. So it's 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. By the way, that was Darrell Hutchinson on the tackle and met immediately at the line as Bounds. And they say the ball came loose. And will it be Hammond's ball? It is. So Hammond gets a takeaway here in the second half.
Yeah, and that's a nice job stripping the ball. But again, the ball is stripped, and Davion May's on his feet, and the whistle blows. He stripped the ball, and they killed it, but when he was still on his feet moving. So
yeah, it didn't look like he went down. I don't really know why they blew the whistle. But we've seen a lot of kind of phantom whistles and errant whistles. So good field position for Hammond. They were driving before. If they can limit the mistakes here on the drive, they could maybe get themselves on the board.
Yeah.
Gilmore calling for it. He'll give to Harness going left side and using that low center of gravity to his advantage as he ducks below defenders. And he'll pick up a gain of about 6 yards.
Yeah, Harness is really, really shifty back there.
A 5'6", 130-pound freshman.
Wow. Got a lot of freshman skill players on this Tornado team.
That's what Coach
Something
Thomas
to
was
build
talking
for,
about.
Yeah.
He said a lot of freshmen and sophomores will be playing tonight, including their starting quarterback. Amani Gilmore is a sophomore, and they'll hand it off to Harness once again, fighting through the hole, but he's tackled down there by Keemon Smith.
Smith staying active right there. Continuing to stop up those holes on defense.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Tornadoes. They look to extend the drive, looking for first down here.
Look for Gilmore to have an opportunity maybe on a sprint out to have an option to throw or run.
Gilmore dropping back, lofting it up, and picked off. Interception for the Panthers. That is Taj Clements, who you said we would become very familiar with tonight.
Yeah, Clements had a great break on the ball. Gilmore and a lot of young quarterbacks like this, he throws a really, really pretty ball, especially downfield. Just a little too much touch on that ball and gave Clements an opportunity to break on it. And yeah, Clements is a super athlete. He's been making big plays for a long time for this North Shore Ball Club.
North Shore is up 28-0, 5:18 remaining in the third. You think we see running here, trying to keep it on the ground, or you think they're going to take more shots, try and put some more points on the board?
I think they're going to stay pretty consistent with what we've seen for the most part tonight, which is predominantly running the ball, taking a chance here and there. But we've seen a myriad of turnovers to start this second half.
Looking deep, a wide open Cole Cavallo, and it falls out of his hands, incomplete. He was wide open.
Cavallo needs more of a challenge than that. The previous pass he caught was nearly uncatchable, and he made a superb diving catch, and that one was right in the breadbasket, and there was no one going to stop him. That was 6, and you saw he kind of hit himself on the helmet right there. He knows he missed a big opportunity.
Checking into the game is Sims Ingram going in for Cavallo. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. They're in an empty set.
I bet it won't be long till they go back to that option right there. Cavallo, he's not going to drop 2. He's a super
And
athlete,
here's
super
Harris
receiver.
up the middle. He scored on that play earlier where they spread it out 5 wide and let him run up the middle. It's kind of similar to when you're playing like Madden or NCAA and you had Michael Vick back in the day.
Yeah.
You'd spread everybody out and just run with him.
Yep. Yeah, Harris had a big, I think it was 72-yard or 72-yard touchdown run earlier on that play. And now we see Benedict check back in the backfield.
Along with Bounds at running back.
Same package.
Benedict, pressure coming. He'll loft it out on the screen, in and out of the hands of Bounds. And it's an incomplete pass. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Panthers.
We've kind of seen on both sides these, I can't say 2 quarterbacks, 2, 3 quarterbacks make some really nice passes that have been dropped by some receivers who then have in turn made some really difficult passes, difficult receptions on passes that have not been thrown quite as well. So you got 2 football teams that are still going through a learning process here. A lot of young athletes.
Dunlap on to punt for the Panthers on 4th and 6. Snap is back. It bounces off the ground. Mishandled, and Dunlap barely gets it away. It's going to be short, but it's rolling, crosses the 40, and very, very lucky is Austin Dunlap to get that punt off.
Yeah, good job just to get rid of it after a bad snap right there. And I'm going to tell you that it could have been a lot worse result. Could have been blocked. Also could have been a 4-yard punt, and he still got something decent out of it. But, again, good field position for the Tornadoes. But that hadn't really made a difference up to this point tonight. So, seen 2 stalled out drives so far with turnovers and punts.
Gilmore, the option. That time he pitches it, but it's errant and falls out of Harness's hands. Now he's backed up way back there, and he's dropped in the backfield by Jeremiah McDonald.
So, you know, the option is such a tempting play or such a tempting scheme to get athletes involved in. But when you don't run it all the time, it's far more difficult than people believe that it is. It's not simple to make that short pitch to a moving target. You know, your running back, quarterback pitch relation so important. And I think that's part of what you saw just now is that's the first time they've tried to pitch tonight. And, you know, we're almost to the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, 3:43 remaining in the third. Gilmore looking right side and through the hands of Justin Hills.
Again, a nice looking ball again, but a little bit up by Gilmore right there. He looks like he's a little frustrated with his receivers, maybe the miscommunication on the route.
It did look like he should have had it, though, as it went
Yeah.
clean through his hands.
He's got to be careful overthrowing over there or letting balls go by as Taj Clement lies in wait.
3rd and 22, rolling to the right. Gilmore now having to come back the other way and break some tackles, but that one drags him down. Brought down by North Shore. It looks like, is that Craig Price?
That's a nice play right there. You got two guys in the backfield trying to make a play on Gilmore. And just when we're about to say, he's showing some real evasiveness. Great pursuit by North Shore to make that play.
Check that. That was Hunter Gill. That snap rolling back to McKinney, and he gets that punt off just in time.
Yep.
And it's, well, a stumble trying to down the ball.
Yeah, that's another young. You got looked like number 19 Albert Williams, another freshman, just trying to get involved and make a play right there. Might have gotten a few more yards on that roll if he'd have let it go.
2:54 to go in the third. Here they have Benedict back in. Benedict in with Dwayne Jones at running back.
That might be a new combination right there. Well, Coach Thomas said he's got some young guys who can play, and he wasn't fibbing about that. He's throwing some of these young tornadoes into the fire.
Jones breaking it out to the left, has some space. Good block. And Jones will cross the 45-yard line and be pushed out of bounds.
Well, Grant, I'll give you one guess which two-way player for the Panthers made that big block on the outside right there. I'll give you a hint.
Would that be
Number
Mr.
25.
Clements?
Yeah.
So first down for the Panthers. Ball's at the 47-yard line.
The Panthers got a couple guys who are just big-time contributors on both sides of the ball tonight.
Here's Jones going right side, and he's brought down in the backfield by Davion May.
And we talked a little bit about May earlier. He's made some big plays.
Yeah, May's quite an athlete for this team.
He's a very athletic kid over there. And again, we see Cavella checking back in. Cavella's made some big plays on both sides of the ball. Keemon Smith has been big on both sides of the ball. And, of course, Taj Clements has been big on both sides of the ball. You don't, at the 5A level, you see one guy every now and then on a team. You don't usually see three guys on a 5A team and making that big of an impact on both sides of the ball.
No. Jones stacked up at the line there. That'll bring up third down, running in the middle.
I mean, those three guys are making big plays. I mean, even Smith, who's only in for 3 plays on offense, I mean, he comes in at fullback and they're back up on the goal line and clears out room for them to get out of a really iffy situation right there.
And that'll be a false start on the Panthers.
Yeah,
but yeah, Keemon Smith, a big body who has some quickness to him.
Definitely does.
I mean, they could have handed it off to him there, and he probably would have gained a couple yards. A good bit.
Smith's a kid he's a junior now. He played basketball as a freshman and was a contributor. He saw some pretty big minutes as a freshman on the varsity basketball team. Decided to go ahead and just concentrate on football, and he's really put on some muscle, thickened out, and he's going to be a kid that has a chance to play football on Saturdays in 2 years.
And the penalty was on Hammond. They're saying the jumping defensive lineman drew the left tackle off sides. So 3rd and 7 for North Shore. Harris calls for it. He'll keep it, rolling to the right and lofting it up, and it will be caught by Powell for a big gain, but there's a flag on the play.
That's a great catch by Powell. Threw a lot of contact right there. Looked like some pretty good pushing back and forth by Powell and number 9, Kenny McCray. And again, I hope that Tyrone Lewis is not seriously hurt, but we talked about that earlier on in the game. He came up and made some huge plays, open field tackles early on, and they have really had a lot of success. McCray, number 9, is listed here as a senior wide receiver, and they got him playing corner over there as well. So it's put the Tours in a bad spot.
And Cavallo in the Wild Panther.
Cavallo's in the Wild Panther, and Benedict was walking towards the line of scrimmage from the sideline.
And he was supposed to be.
It was not a trick play.
No, he was supposed to be out. So he's coming off, and so now it's there's a timeout on the field. So 51 seconds remaining in the third quarter. North Shore leads 28-0. So they ditched the Wild Panther look. They put Harris back in at quarterback. Here on first and goal, handoff Jones up the middle and had a hole. He'll gain about 6 yards there.
Yeah, it's going to be second and goal from
about
the 2 or the 3, yeah.
The clock running down, 34 seconds left in the third. Yes, second and goal from the 2.
Play clock and stars, they will have to get this one off.
Harris will hand it off to Jones, who's hit up in the backfield. And big jump there from Collier Casterdale.
Collier Casterdale is listed at 5'9", 165. He looked a lot bigger than that on that play, and he got in the backfield really quickly. It's a really slow developing play.
And that was quite a bump that Jones took in the backfield, but the clock will run out. And that's the end of the third quarter with North Shore leading 28-0.
St. Tammany Parish Public Schools, an A-rated school district. Graduates with the highest ACT scores in the state. Facilities with the latest technology. Safe and secure schools. A variety of sports. Fine arts. And learning to last a lifetime.
I'm Superintendent Trey Foles, and this is where we educate every child, every day.
So to start the fourth quarter, we see the Harris, Keemon Smith, Cole Cavallo package in the eye. The bigs up front. Harris takes the snap, and he's looking to pass, looking right side, complete for the touchdown.
Wow, well executed play. Great play right there.
Is that Heath Panks with the touchdown?
Panks. Well, why not throw one more defensive player in the mix right there for that combination? I think we've overlooked Hanks at the tight end spot in that big package, and we didn't mention him yet. But Panks, a defensive end, getting involved in the 2A action right there. Definitely a lot of creativity tonight on the side of the Panthers on offense.
And Hayden Calico to add on the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So with 11:55 remaining in the fourth quarter, North Shore Panthers lead 35-0. And Stein kicking off following the North Shore touchdown. Pass to Heath Panks. Stein kicking it off. He'll boot it way down there. See if this is returned. It will be returned by the quick Harness. Harness still turning forward, and he'll be gang tackled down there by a gang of Panthers.
Yeah, you know, Harness kind of got bumped up a bit and derailed, so to speak, by his own teammates again. And familiar sight on the field here is another
yellow hankies.
Another flag.
We talk about both teams being very young. Obviously, Hammond is playing sophomores and freshmen all over the place, but North Shore is young as well. I mean, it's not quite freshman, sophomore, but they have a lot of juniors that are playing and contributing and continuing to improve. So that does bode well for, while this season hasn't gone quite the way they have planned, it does bode well for next year as they're getting the reps going forward.
A lot of these guys are juniors for North Shore. You've got a handful of seniors that are major contributors, guys like Todd Clements, but there's a lot of really good juniors on this team.
Gilmore fires this one out, and it's incomplete, intended over there for Justin Hills.
And Todd Clements on the coverage right there, broke and made a play on the ball. So again, we talked about, you know, when you're 35-0, it kind of changes your demeanor and your mindset on defense. Clements broke off of coverage right there, and you know, went for the interception instead of staying with the wide receiver. Don't be surprised if Hammond's going to continue to try to throw the ball to see another turnover here.
Yeah, this time Gilmore, quick pass left, complete to Joaquin Hoya, and he's brought down. He gets the first down to the 45-yard line.
You see some signs of life still. This Hammond club has got no quit in them. Haven't seen Gilmore with his feet in a little while here.
Right.
Be surprised maybe to see that.
Trips to the bottom of the screen. Gilmore looking left side and overthrows Hoya.
Yeah, it looked like it was a mix-up there, whether that ball was intended for Hills or Hoya. They both were in the area, and it's kind of let out too far in front of one and a little bit too far behind the other one.
So 2nd and 10. There's trips to the bottom of the screen once again. Empty set for Gilmore. Calls for it, looking left side once again, and that one is well overthrown again, intended that time for Kenny McCray.
Yeah, and McCray's one you've seen. He's a taller, athletic kid, and
6'1".
he's been forced into action now on defense. And we were talking about that earlier. Doesn't quite have the spring in his step there on that ball. It's a little up. That's a ball maybe in the first quarter when he's fresh that he's making a play on. So not just the North Shore players, that we have some guys going both ways. Starting to see some of these Tornado guys working both ways as well.
Empty set once again. They have the play board over there as it's signaled in. Motion from Harness. And Gilmore keeps it still on his feet, shifting through players, and he gets a good gain of about 7 yards on the carry.
You know, it could have been what looked like a 1 or 2 yard loss, turns it into a gain that just across midfield, 4th down, and looks like that's a long 3.
A long 3.
And
but I mean, you're down 35 nothing.
It's definitely 4th.
Yeah.
4 down.
You got to go for
here.
it. So they'll keep that empty set. Gilmore calls for it, looking downfield, throws left side, well overthrown, intended for Hills. So that's a turnover on downs for the Tornadoes.
And again, it looked like I'm thinking there's some confusion on some of the routes here. They just don't look real crisp right now on offense. Hammond, that is, because that was another ball that, you know, I think it was intended for Justin Hill, but Kenny McCray was in the area as well, and it was another ball like the one thrown before, which is kind of in between 2 guys.
So we'll see the North Shore offense again. I mean, they're up 35-0.
Yeah, you got Benedict going into the game right here.
Benedict going in. They'll keep in Jones at running back. And you think they'll keep it on the ground, trying to run clock at this point?
Probably going to see a lot of ground and pound here from North Shore. Jones, another guy, only a 10th grader.
Jones, look, he goes out of the backfield and hits that hole really hard, and then he fights for extra yards for a gain of about 9 yards on the carry, brought down by Daryl Hutchinson.
And Dwayne Jones, 5'7", 150.
Right.
He looked like he was, 5'10", 250 right there, hitting the line and giving them all kinds of fits, trying to bring them down. I think this Tornado defensive line is starting to wear down a little bit on them.
On 2nd and 3, Benedict calls for it. He'll give to Jones again, leaning forward, and it looks as he may be just short of that first down. Well, it brings up third and about 2.
Yeah, Jones hit the hole that time so quick. I don't think it had fully developed. He kind of tripped himself up. Looked like that might have been a play that should have been a little bit of a delay, giving it a second to open up.
So we'll see Benedict in the gun. Bounds is now checked into the game. On 3rd and 1. Benedict calling for it, give to Bounds, has a hole, and he will go past the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Bounds had a hole you could drive a truck through there.
And Bounds, another underclassman 10th grader for North Shore there, and I was just about to say, Hammond looks like they're ready for the run here. They had 8 and were creeping a 9th up into the box right there, and just a gashing hole. I'm shocked at the size of that hole right there with 8 or 9 in the box. Bounds was not quite untouched because somebody got a shirt sleeve right at the end right there, but great run, hard running by him. He hit that hole very quick as well, and And North Shore starting to pour it on here.
Calico on to attempt the extra point. Snap is back. Placement. Kick is up. And it is good. So with 8:59 remaining in the fourth quarter, North Shore leads 42-0. Stein on to kick off for the North Shore Panthers. Following the bounds touchdown. When he kicks that one, it will go out of bounds. So Hammond will get good field position to start this drive and see if they can. I mean, at this point, it's essentially practice with your plays. You're trying to get ready, get ready for next week. See what works.
Right.
See how to run certain plays.
Something positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Late flag on the field again after the play.
So we'll have the illegal procedure. It's called on. Yeah. Called on North Shore.
Not picking that one up. Okay. Yeah.
And an unsportsmanlike conduct is called on
yeah.
North Shore. Yeah, that was that late flag you were talking about.
Yeah, Hammond's got to try and find something positive here that they can build on. And I think on the other side of the ball, you've seen all night, North Shore has really opened things up. And if nothing else, it gives, North Shore's got 3 big games laying ahead of them.
Well, starting next week with Covington.
Right.
They'll take on a very good Covington team. They have a very good running back, good defense.
Yeah.
So Gilmore hands off, and there's a fumble, and North Shore will recover. Ball is recovered there by looked like number 12. That's Ethan Swan. Oh, it's 18. That's Hunter Gill again.
Hunter
Gill again. He's been all over.
Yeah, he's done a great job tonight.
And Gill is 5'10".
End spot. Yeah,
5'10", 185 defensive end. But I mean, he plays like he's 6'4", 240.
He does. He had a big play earlier in the game when it was still close, where he knocked the ball down. Yeah, he's making plays with guys that you would think he's a much longer kid and just has a knack for the ball.
So Benedict in the gun. Jones back there with him, 1st and 10. And they'll hand it off to Jones, coming right side, trying to cut back, trying to juke around, splits defenders, but eventually brought down at around the 41-yard line.
That's a nice move by Jones. Picked up about 5 extra yards right there. It was going to be stopped for about a 2-yard gain, turned it into almost 7.
And, well, Davion May is coming up limping now, and that'll be another big loss as they lost Tyrone Lewis earlier in the game.
Yeah,
now
he looks like he's, I was going to say, he looked like he was thinking about trying to stay on there, and now he's getting off.
But he's able to jog off.
Yeah, maybe just be a little cramp or twisted an ankle. But, yeah, he's one of those athletes that's been all over the field tonight for the Tornadoes. And, they got a young team, but May and Lewis, it seemed like they were kind of leaders of this defense. May is a senior, one of the few seniors that's out there.
Benedict on 2nd and 4 will call for it. Hand off to Jones, and he's met in the backfield and brought down by the guy who just came in for Davion May. That is Larry Stewart. He's a freshman for this Hammond squad.
Yeah, another big play right there, contributing underclassmen. So, I mean, that's the positive that you're getting right now for Hammond, and that's the only thing really you try and harp on is you're getting a lot of young guys, some big reps in, district football game. If you keep this group together, they've got a chance to put something together in the next coming years at Hammond.
Snap back, handoff, bounds. No, Benedict keeps it himself. He's rumbling forward, gains the 1st down on about a 15-yard run. The big fella running it.
Like a gazelle out of the backfield right there. Silky smooth is Benedict.
7:05 to go here in the 4th.
I don't know how you missed that target on defense right there.
No.
6'5", doesn't sneak through the line really.
They're going with a hard count, and that wide receiver
Yeah.
over on that side, I believe that is that's Francisco Butler.
Yeah, he shifted
is
his
out
feet.
there. Yeah, but he tried to play it off,
Mhm.
thinking nobody would catch him.
Yeah. They got a guy assigned to watch that young man.
6:49 to go, and that'll back up the Panthers 5 yards. So 1st and 15. Panthers up 42-0 on homecoming night here at North Shore High School.
Michael Bennett showing that he can also be a dual threat quarterback like Walter Harris, using his feet for the first time this evening. That's going to be something interesting to watch over the rest of this season, obviously. And next year, Benedict is only a sophomore, Walter Harris is only a junior.
But the usage of both of them, because you obviously you'll have next year 2 threats.
Right,
Two.
yeah.
Snap back, Benedict hands off to Bounds, and he is tackled in the backfield for the loss by number 5, Chris Turner, the 6'4", 235-pound senior, a senior on the
Rare
Hammond.
senior sighting right there on defense. Turner's a stout kid out there.
So that brings up 2nd and long. Well, 2nd and long. They tried that hard count once again. 5:50 to go. And Benedict will call for it, hand it off to Jones, coming right side, trying to shift through defenders. And he's brought down, but he gets a gain of about 4 yards on the carry. And he's brought down by Trent May, 5'11", 175-pound sophomore.
Be interesting to see what North Shore does if they come up on a 4th down here. May get to see North Shore kicking game.
That would be quite a long field goal.
It would be.
But you're up 42-0, so
Yeah.
why not? And Davion May is back in the game for the Tours.
That's good.
And a reverse pitch out to Roderick White, and he's caught in the backfield by Chris Turner.
Well, lost a couple yards right there. I don't think we're going to see a field goal attempt right here.
Nope.
More likely to see a punt.
Yeah, and there's Dunlap coming on to punt with 4:40 to go. I'd assume they'd allow this play clock to run down, to run more time off the clock. On 4th and 24. And they will. He'll let it run. Play clock to 10 seconds. Snap is back, and there's a flag on the play. The official looks like he's counting.
Yeah.
And
they do have 12.
There's 12 men on the field
12.
for Hammond.
Yep.
And you can't do that.
No, you can't.
Even when you're down 42-0, you can't play with 12 players on the field.
It's not the first punt of the game for North Shore. Here we are nearing the end of the game. That's not something you normally see late in the game, maybe early, you know. Although there have been a few injuries on the defensive side of the ball for Hammond. So I think maybe in the confusion of some substitutions there, you might have somebody get healthy, come back on, and the guy that had come on for him stick around.
It is possible that was the guy on the punt return unit that comes in for Davion May.
Yeah, because May is back out there.
So they'll let it. Let's see if they let it run down. Play clock at 17. Nope, they won't. Punt is away. There's pressure coming for it, and it will fall and roll, and it'll be down at the 15-yard line. But we have another flag on the play. Let's see what they call here.
You know, even if it's roughing the kicker, it won't be enough for a first down, but it will be enough where I would think that North Shore would go for it. If it's roughing, it's going to be 4th and about, looks like 3 or 4. Oh, it's unsportsmanlike on North Shore. That penalty is declined by Hammond. Now, I don't.
So,
I'm not sure.
Well, wouldn't that have been assessed after?
Yeah, I don't know why they would decline that penalty.
So, yeah. Well, the white hat is still talking it over with Coach Thomas over there on the far sideline. With 3:54 to go in this game. So, well, while they sort out this confusion, next week, Hammond, they really need Tyrone Lewis back because they're going to play a very, very good Mandeville team.
Yeah, going to Mandeville is difficult no matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
A good team, senior team, a struggling team, young team, doesn't matter. You're up against it when you go to Mandeville, and this is a young Hammond team they're gonna have a tall order in front of them against Mandeville. And yeah, if Tyrone Lewis is not healthy, that's gonna be really.
Well, if Tyrone Lewis isn't healthy, look for a big game out of Lavelle Williams. He's their leading receiver at Mandeville High School. And, the last time Hammond beat Mandeville was in 2004.
Wow. That 2004 Hammond team was a playoff Hammond team. That's one of the teams we were talking about off camera. 2004, Hammond hosted a playoff game that year against Archbishop Shaw. Hammond was a 16 seed, and Shaw was a 17 seed. Shaw upset Hammond at home that year. That was a very good Hammond football team. Had some big athletic receivers, 6'3", 6'4" guys, not unlike the guys you see here.
Right.
But that team was a very experienced, senior-led team.
And played well as a unit.
Absolutely. Where this team, could very well be in 2 or 3 years.
Right.
They can keep these numbers and this staff together and stay on the same page and just get rid of some of that turnover that they've had.
Gilmore looking to pass, passing left side, overthrown in and out of the hands of the Panther defender over there. That looks like Fleming.
Gilmore clearly has shown tonight that he's most comfortable with Justin Hills, throwing the ball to Justin Hills. We saw him early make a big play to Lorenzo Yates, the young freshman, and we thought we'd see some more of that on the jump ball. We really haven't. You've seen that he clearly is most comfortable with Hill, who's a senior. But that's a combination, that nice pass
and
there.
And a completion there to Justin Hills once again.
Yeah.
You said he likes to target him.
Yeah, he seems like he's most comfortable throwing the ball to Hill, and we haven't really seen Hammond except for tonight, so don't know what kind of success Gilmore has had throwing to Yates leading up tonight, but over the next 2 years, I would think that's going to be a combination we maybe start to hear a little bit of noise from.
Oh yeah, I mean Yates, only a freshman, could be a serious player in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And that pass goes incomplete, intended over there for Joaquin Hoya. But that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Hammond offense. 3:04 remaining in the game. Gilmore calls for it, looking left side, evades a defender and throws it well out of bounds. Intended over there for Kenny McCray, but it looked like McCray maybe stopped on the route.
Yeah, I think McCray stopped on the route, and then Gilmore had to adjust because he was in the grasp of a defender back there, and he wanted McCray to then break off and just take off downfield, which you see a lot on busted plays. You just put your hand up and take off downfield.
Right.
And look, we've just finished talking about the absence of Tyrone Lewis. McCray's been out there on both sides of the ball. I don't think he's got. I don't think he's got to get up and get down the field with 2:55 left to go here.
So Gilmore looking left once again. He passed and hit Hills on the pass, crossing the 30 and brought down over there by Taj Clements.
And this is something that I think we probably felt like we'd see a little bit more of early on. Gilmore really comfortable getting the ball out of his hands, throwing the ball to Hill here. And I know that, part of that is that Northshore is in a little bit of a prevent defense, is a little bit more of a cushion. than earlier in the game.
Gilmore throwing to the right, and that one hits the ground, intended for Lorenzo Yates. And that's not a guy you throw the ball low to. You can loft it up, and he's going to catch it.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is, and we've seen this over the past couple of weeks with different quarterbacks, Gilmore, when he's been off tonight, has been off up. The one time that it might have been okay just now with lofting it to Yates, he throws it a little bit too low.
So looking down the middle, and it's picked off. No, it hits the ground, in and out of the hands of Michael Harvey.
Yeah, now you're just kind of seeing Hammond and Gilmore taking some chances, just trying to throw the ball downfield. I don't think Gilmore saw anybody down there. He just tried to pepper one in there. And so we talked about he's got some nice touch on his deep balls. Showed a little bit of arm strength right there on that throw as he dropped back. About a 35, 40-yard throw right there that had some zip on it.
Check that. That was McDonald. So Gilmore throwing to the right, and a big hit, and that is it.
Looked like he caught it.
Big interception.
Yep.
Diving interception.
Like
by
Traven Green, huh?
Traven Green, the 5'9", 165-pound linebacker.
Tell you what, kudos to the defensive backs for Northshore tonight. They have really played well. They had, one or two penalties early on balls going deep, but they've been continually tested tonight by Hammond throwing the football, and they've really stood tall, and they've made some nice tackles in the open field. They've broke well on balls, that have been thrown to receivers. They made good, solid contact. Nice job by the defensive backs. Coach Glenn Rivero in charge of that group for Northshore.
And Benedict keeping it going, left side, striding out. He'll get the first down and be forced out of bounds, tackled over there by number 19, Albert Williams, another freshman on this Hammond squad.
Mike Benedict's got 2 carries for about 28 yards right now. Somebody needs to talk to that lanky young man about how to slide or get to that sideline a little bit quicker right there.
And he was dragged down state inbound, so the clock will continue to run. 1:40 to go in the game.
When we talked earlier about Benedict playing, we thought he was more of a passer. He's showing some athleticism here with his legs as well. We're kind of joking about him just because he's so tall, but I mean, one thing we've seen is that there's some speed on the field with this Hammond group, and Benedict's looked good keeping the ball twice so far. So
if he could get a little bit more, he has the stride length. They say speed is stride length times stride frequency. He has the stride length if he could speed up that stride frequency.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on him and his development for the remainder of this year. See if Northshore decides to continue to utilize this 2-quarterback.
Jones coming, tries to cut it back in, and he'll be tackled down, but stays in bounds after crossing the 20-yard line with 40 seconds to go in this one.
And that's a smart play by Jones there. And you talked about some plays earlier with some younger kids doing some things, making some mistakes. People say, well, they're younger, they make mistakes. Jones is only a sophomore and does a nice job of staying in bounds, looking at the bigger picture right there, running the clock down.
We're at 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. They're signaling in a play from the sideline. Benedict taking his time to snap the ball, and he'll kneel it down from the gun. And that will do it. As the clock will run out, the players start to line up at the 50 to say good game. So the Northshore Panthers will win at 42-0. Let's take a second to thank those who helped bring you this game, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Trey Folse, our director of broadcasting, Dr. Melody Swang, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams. On color commentary tonight, Coach Bill Gallagher. So from Northshore High School, where they get the 42-0 sweet homecoming victory, my name is Grant Yenny. Good night. You are now leaving the Prep Zone.